नमस्कार। आप सभी लोग अपने घरों पे सुरक्षित रूप से स्वस्थ रूप से होंगे तथा कोविड-19 से बचने के सभी उपायों को कर रहे होंगे, जैसा कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट गाइडलाइन दे रही है, डॉक्टर्स गाइडलाइन दे रहे हैं, एक्सपर्ट गाइडलाइन दे रहे हैं, ऐसा मेरा मानना है। तो स्टूडेंट्स, एज वी हैव टॉक अबाउट द biology in 11th class, in which I have told you about the syllabus and first 3 chapters. The most important chapter in point of view of the competition or competitive examination, that is the animal kingdom. Right? In this chapter you will study especially about the animals features, general or basis of the classifications, in which you will study about the levels of organization level and the diploblastic and triploblastic organizations, coeloms, body, plane, segmentations, non-chordata, chordata, in which you study about the subphylum vertebrata, subclass species, amphibia, reptilia, aves and mammals. These are the different main topics of these lessons, in for which you have to study about all these kinds of things. So if we can talk about the main thing, right, and if we can talk about the different features and basis of classifications, you must think that why it is necessary, why this needs will come in front of us, because generally if we can say the millions of species of animals been described in, right, so it becomes more necessary to classify them, to assign systematic positions. Means these millions of species, if they are not classified in proper manner, we cannot understand about them. Means these animals can be classified on the basis of different things, right? We can say as the different fundamental features, right, common in the various individuals in relation to the different cells, that is body symmetry, nature of coelom cavity, patterns of digestive system, circulatory system, reproductive systems, right, and so on. All these are the different things on the basis of which we have to classify them. Then we have to talk about the special type of characters, that is we can say, especially you can say, if we can talk about the levels of organizations, means you can especially talk about these levels of organization, right, how this level of organization is classified. If we can say that the member of the kingdom Animalia, they are the multicellular heterotrophic eukaryotes, but all of them have not capability to exhibit in same pattern organization of the cells, right? So the cells in their body are several types. They are organized into many functional units of progressively increasing complexity. Means all these organisms, all the organisms of the animal kingdom, they have the different features for their conditions. For that especially we have to classify in them, right? Means if we can talk about the levels of organizations, that is we can say cellular level, tissue level and organ level and organ system level, right? As you can see here, especially that these are the different conditions in which you have to study about this one, so you can easily understand about this one. If we can talk about the cellular level, right, if we can talk about especially about the cellular level, generally this can be seen in the such sponges type of organisms, right? But what is this cellular level? You can say that whenever the body shows some division of labor among the cells, they are independent and can change their own functions, form and functions. Means they have some special type of cells which can always help them for the functioning of that conditions, right? In that condition evenly we can say they are found in sponges. If you have seen the sponges, right, in different categories, we can say the body of these of many cells arranged a loose cell aggregate, means they are loosely packed, but the cell do not form tissue. Means in the basis of the cellular level, the organism is made up of only with the help of cells. They get aggregated, but they does not make any type of tissue, right? So we can say the cells are the functionally active independently. Only cells can be capable for the doing such type of things in these conditions. We can say the example is Hydra, right? In case of that Hydra. If we can talk about the next level, that is the tissue level, right? Then we can say, especially in case of the tissue level, the organisms can be classified this, the generally the cells performing the same functions are arranged into tissue, as you have already learned, right? Especially the tissue level, when the organisms can have developed the same performing, same functioning type of cells gathered, right, they will form the tissue. With the help of that tissue, that the organism can complete its life. So we can say the cell performing the same functions, they are arranged into tissue. So this structure is known as tissue level of organization, right? If we can say generally, especially in the cnidarians, or you can say in the cnidaries, this level can be more complex in the organisms, right? Then we have to talk about the another topic, that is the organ level, right? You can just see the sequence. The first, the cellular level, means the animals which are only have with the cells, and later on when the cells can be gathered, they will form the tissue. Then after, when the same kinds of tissue can be gathered, they can makes a organ, they can help to develop an organ, with the help of which the organism can be perform their functions. Means in the organ level of the organization, especially these organisms can capable to do different types of process with the help of the organ. Means they have the definite or specific organs in their body through which they can capable to perform all such type of activities, all such type of functions. Means they have the organs for all their life cycle performance, right? Evenly we can say, we can talk about the platyhelminthes, right, and other higher phyla. Tissue are grouped together to form organs, and we can say the specialized for the particular function, right? Especially organ level is present in the such conditions. The most primitive and most well organized, that is the organ system level, right? If we can talk about the organ system level, especially you can know about this one. In that conditions, you can especially found, especially in the arthropoda, insecta, that in that conditions we can say such organisms have some special kinds of structures. We can say animals like annelida, arthropods, mollusca, echinodermates, chordates, they all have organs have associated to form the function system, right? And we can say that these system can be always help with the specific physiological functions. So we can say this type of organ system level organizations, means in these all category, the different organisms have the different types of mechanic process, different types of organ systems for performing their body structures, their body functions. Even we can say the digestive system in platyhelminthes has only a single opening for outside the body that serve both mouth and anus. In thus we can call incomplete digestive system. As I have told about the organ level, in that conditions, especially if the common opening for the taking of food and for the egestion, mean for ingestion and for egestion, you can just see here that especially that is the known as incomplete digestive system. Why? Because there is only one opening, right, for that one. But for the complete digestive system, there should be the opening of anus and mouth should be separated. There should be two opening, one for the ingestion and another for the digestion. So we can say these are the most important one. Evenly we can say the different organisms have, you can see open circulatory system, right, in which generally the open circulatory system, blood is pumped out of the heart and cells and tissues are directly bathed in it, right? In some organisms such kind of thing can be, but instead of that, the different organisms must have the closed circulatory system in which there should be a heart should be maintained, and the blood should be always flows through the different organs, different veins, different capillaries, different arteries and veins should be there. It should be always transported through the help of that one. Then we can say that is the structure of the that conditions, right? As general we can say the open circulatory system in which the blood pumped right directly hard to the cells, and all cells and other organ can be bathed inside them. They can just found in their conditions, right? So it is most important the closed circulatory system is very good for the circulatory system, because in that conditions the whole system is closely packed, means blood is neither be flows in outside their body, means it can be always encloses or always circulate through the arteries, veins, capillaries in that condition. Then there is another thing on the basis of which these animals can be classified. That is, we can say the symmetry. What is symmetry? Is if you have learned, especially in the mathematical conditions, you all have learned this one, right? That symmetry. We can say it is the arrangement of a part of the opposite sides of the body of a three-dimensional animals. Means the if the organisms can be cutted down, if the animals can be have divisible in different categories, right? So on the basis of the symmetry, these organisms can be classified on the basis of the another thing that is called the symmetrical or the asymmetrical. We can say if the organism cannot divide it into two equal parts, in that condition that is known as the asymmetrical, right? Just like amoeba, sponges, means their body cannot be divided easily because the arrangement is different ways. We can say the if animals in which the plane passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves, that is known as asymmetrical type of symmetry, as I have told you, as in amoeba and sponges. As you have seen, the structure of amoeba is irregular shape, means whenever you try to cut it from its center, you will not get the equal halves of the amoeba, right? So such conditions we can say that is known as asymmetrical. But in case of symmetrical, generally the body of organisms can be divided into two similar equal halves by one or more planes. Means हम किसी भी प्लेन से अगर कट करेंगे ऑर्गेनिज्म को और उसको टू इक्वल हाफ्स में बढ़ जाएगी, सच टाइप ऑफ सिमेट्री इज नोन एज सिमेट्रिकल, right? So this symmetrical is again classified, again divided into two categories, that is the radial symmetry, as you can see here, right? This is the radial symmetry and the bilateral symmetry, right? So this can be explained, can be classified, means if we can talk how this can be classified into two categories, especially because this can be always helpful for on the basis of their structure, so we can them classify easily, right? We can talk about the radial symmetry. If you can see, if we can take the organisms, especially when the plane passing through the central axis of any body, right, and divide the organism into two identical halves, that is called radial symmetry, right? But it can be done by any direction, right? Just remember it that the body can be divided into two equal halves by any plane passing through center of axis in that organism, right? We can say easily that if the body is divided into two equal halves by passing the central of axis from any plane. In that condition, that is known as radial symmetry. Right? We can say, especially as in the echinodermites and stenophores and coelentrates. These are the different organisms. You can say starfish and the hydra. These are the different organisms which can show such type of structure. Right? Evenly, we can say that when the body can divide into two similar halves by one or two vertical planes only, the radial symmetry is again called biradial symmetry. जब दो प्लेन से या दो या एक या दो प्लेन से ज़्यादा पार्ट में कट के बढ़ जाती है तो उसको हम कहते हैं बाईरेडियल सिमेट्री. एज यू हैव सीन इन सी एमनियन के जो टेंटिकल्स होते हैं उसके बेसिस पे हम उसको दो या दो से ज़्यादा प्लेन से कट कर सकते हैं, इसलिए उसको कहा जाता है बाईरेडियल सिमेट्री. राइट? इवनली दिस एसिमेट्रिकल कंडीशंस एज इन स्पॉन्जेस, राइट, have start their life from a radial symmetrical larva. स्पेशली जो स्पॉन्जेस में मैंने भी आपको बताया कि वो एसिमेट्रिकल होते हैं, लेकिन जो उनकी लाइफ स्टार्ट होती है लार्वा कंडीशन में, लार्वा उनका जो होता है वो आपका रेडियल सिमेट्री के अंतर्गत आता है. देयर इज अनदर टाइप ऑफ सिमेट्री दैट इज नोन एज बाइलेटरल सिमेट्री. मीन्स व्हाट इज दैट बाइलेटरल सिमेट्री? एज यू कैन सी इन हियर दैट स्पेशली this bilateral symmetry can be divided equal halves by only one plane. Just remember, in case of the radial, they can be by any plane, but in bilateral, they form only one plane. Means animal can be divided into two equal halves by only one plane. That is called the bilateral symmetry in that conditions. Right? You can understand easily with the help of that one. Right? If we can talk about the animal's body can divide it into identical left and right. Two halves, you can say left and right halves, only one plane. This is called the bilateral symmetry. It can be especially done in all vertebrates or you can annelids and the arthropods. So if we can talk about, suppose our body, suppose the line, the dividing line can be passes from our head to our body, so our body can be equally divided into two equal halves only on the basis of left and right plane, not from all kinds. Right? Similarly, you can say if you can divide our body into such a conditions, right, you can get all the organs can be parts can be found in both sides, right, and the body can be equally divided from the right and left sides. So that structure, that is called the bilateral symmetry, which is generally seen in the all vertebrates as well as the annelids and the arthropods also. Right? So we can say this is the basis of the classifications. Evenly, then another division, that is on the basis of diploblastic and triploblastic organizations. Means we can say, especially in the organisms, the germ layers are grouped of the cell, which can be the unit during the early stages of embryonic development. Means these germs layers can be differentiated to give rise to all the tissue organ of the fully formed body individuals, in which we can say they can be classified into two bases, means diploblastic and the triploblastic. This division can be always on the basis of the germ layers through which they are made up of. Right? As you can see over here, that the animals which can be arranged into two embryonic layers, external ectoderm and the internal endoderm, they are known as diploblastic. As example of the porifera and cnidaria, we can say that the animals in which the cells are arranged into two embryonic layers, means with the help of only two embryonic layers, the ectoderm and the internal endoderm, that is diploblastic. And we can say in additional the undifferentiated layers mesogola is present by in between the ectoderm and endoderm, which cannot be do any type of functions over there. So we can say these organisms are called the diploblastic organisms. Means you can just see in the diagrams, especially here the The internal, this is the ectoderm layer, right? And the external, that is the, sorry, this external, this purple color is known as ectoderm, means outer side derm. And this blackish structure you have seen over there, where I am just putting this purple marking, right? Or inside this one there is a another thing, right? So especially you can say they can show the such type of structures that they can make the endoderm one, and between them this pinkish structure that is called the मेजिगोला. ये जो एक हल्का सा कलर आपको एक लेयर बीच में और दिखाई दे रही है इंटरनल और एक्सटर्नल लेयर के बीच में, राइट. अगर हम सिंपली बात करें मान लीजिए इस लाइन की, तो क्या है, ये इंटरनल लेयर हो गई और ये आपकी एक्सटर्नल लेयर हो गई, राइट. तो ये एक्टोडर्म हो गई और ये आपकी इंडोडर्म हो गई. लेकिन इनके बीच में भी एक लेयर होती है जो मेजिगोला की होती है. तो ऐसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स विच हैव मेड अप विद सच टाइप ऑफ germ layers, they all are known as the diploblastic. But on the other hand, if we can talk about the triploblastic organisms, in which we can say especially there are three layers, means you can the same way, this is the ectoderm, right, this is the ectoderm layer, and this blackish one is the endoderm, right, and this reddish color structure, it is known as mesoderm layer. Means this can capable, this mesogola can be changes into another layer, especially in the triploblastic organism, that is called the mesoderm layer. And the organism which can be developed with the help of this mesoderm layer, they are known as triploblastic animals. As you can say again that the animals which can developing embryo has with third layer, that is mesoderm, means using all the layers, means the development of the embryo with the help of the ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. In that condition, those organisms are known as the triploblastic animals. And as examples we can say Platyhelminthes to the phylum Chordata. All organisms are the triploblastic organisms over there, right. So we can say also understand about this one, especially the animals which can be developing embryo from the third germinal layer mesoderm beside the ectoderm and endoderm, called the triploblastic, means Platyhelminthes to Chordata, as I have already told you. In such a way these organisms can be classified in different categories. Then we have to talk a most important level, that is coelom, right, means the body cavity between the body wall and the gut wall. There is a gap between, right, the body cavity between the body wall and the gut wall, which can be lined by the mesoderm called coelom. Means it can always lies between the mesoderm. So we can say on the basis of they can be also classified into different categories, right. If we can say they can be classified into different categories, means the animals which body cavity is absent, they are known as acoelomates. Means we can say they, especially the Platyhelminthes. It means that if you can see, especially in the diagram, you can see here, right, that they can shows you about this one, right, especially in the diagram you can see, means they can show you about these structures in that conditions, right. We can say that these are the conditions where the coelom is present and coelom is absent. Means if you can see in the this structure, especially in third one, this one, they are belong to the acoelomates. Means they can shows that especially the body cavity is absent, are that's why they all are known as acoelomate in that conditions, right. And especially they can be found in the poriferans, Platyhelminthes and coelentrates and centrophores and the flatworms, right. So these all organisms are the acoelomates. On the other hand, there are pseudocoelomates. You can just see, especially in the pseudocoelomates conditions, there is a minute gap, minute cavity is present like there, where I am just doing this purple dotting here, right? You can understand. If you need, you can just see like this. Suppose this is the cavities, right? This is the ectoderm and this is the endoderm, and if there is some cavities can be found over these places, means these dotted places, these are known as pseudocoelomate in that conditions, means as you can see in the diagram, right? So with the help of this they cannot show their such type of cavity, means the cavity is present very minutely, so it is known as pseudocoelomate, we can say. In especially such type of body of animals in which the cavity is not lined by mesoderm, especially mesoderm के बीच में नहीं होती है, but instead of mesoderm it can be present scattered pouches, pouches like structures में होती है, जैसे कि मैंने आपको पर्पल पॉइंटेड से दिखाया है, right? So this can be especially seen in that animals. So such body cavity is known as pseudocoelomates, and these animals are called pseudocoelomates, right? And especially it can be found in the SK helminthes, right? Then come on the last and the most important one, that is the cavity where the found we can get the that specific type of cavity is found, right? They are especially known as coelomates, right? The animals having the true coelom are called coelomates, and we can say a true coelom arises with mesoderm and therefore lined in mesodermal tissue and externally by the parietal peritoneum and internally by the visceral peritoneum, means you can just see, especially in that conditions in the diagram, if you can see that this is the ectoderm and this blackish is the endoderm and this red one is the mesoderm. So this cavity where I am just coloring the purple color, right? You can just see here this cavity is the conditions, means once again this cavity, this is the cavity which lies between the mesoderm. So these animals are known as coelomates, right? This is the ectoderm, this is the mesoderm reddish one from here to here, right? And the blackish one, this is the endoderm. So with the help of this between the mesoderm layer, when there is a cavity is rises in that conditions, the animals are known as coelomates, and complete true body cavity is found over there. So this way we can understand these animals can present such type of things in their body. So with the help of these, then there is another kinds of organization level in which the organism can be classified, that is known as the segmentations, right? If you, I think everybody has seen the structure of an earthworm, in which you have seen that their body is divided into different segments, right? If we can say externally and internally the body can be divided in the segment or somites, right, with the serial repetitions of the alternates, right, in some organs. So we can say this is known as segmentation, and it can be classified into two groups, that is the metameric segmentations, right? If we can talk about the segmentations, right, especially can be seen in some organisms body externally and internally divided into segments with the serial रिपीटिशन इन द अर्थवॉर्म, दैट इज कॉल्ड मेटामेरिक सेगमेंट. अगर आपने अर्थवॉर्म का स्ट्रक्चर देखा होगा बेटा, तो उसमें क्या होता है, जितने गैप, जितने आपको सेगमेंट दिखाई देते हैं बाहर से, उतने वो इंटरनली भी डिवाइडेड होते हैं अर्थवॉर्म के अंदर. तो इस टाइप के सेगमेंटेशन को ही कहा जाता है क्या, मेटामेरिज्म या मेटामेरिक सेगमेंटेशंस. यू कैन डायरेक्टली राइट द सेगमेंटेशंस डिवाइड्स बॉडी both externally and internally, that is called metamerism, right? And that process is known as metameric segmentation. This can be generally seen in the annelids, arthropods and chordates also. There is some other type of segmentation is found, that is called the pseudo metamerism. Pseudo means false, right? So we can say generally, if we can talk about tapeworm, The body divisible into parts segment called proglottids, but they develop from the neck but are not embryonally in origin. And so we can say the repetition which in appear due to the repeated budding is known as false segmentation, that is known as the pseudo metamerism in that condition. So this is the different body structures, different ways through which we can understand our levels of the organization level, through which we can understand the whole animals, the whole kingdom of animals can be classified, right, with the help of such common characters. So in future we will discuss about some more important characters, then we will talk about the divisibility of these organisms. So students, read the lesson and just try to make your notes yourself, and if you have any problem you can contact me. Thank you.